Hello everyone, this is a new channel and this is my first video. My name is Dr. Badisha and I am new to teaching and to YouTube. So please be kind to me. I am really excited for this and quite nervous too. I'm hoping I will continue to make these videos and they become helpful to you in some ways. The entire purpose of this YouTube channel is to make dentistry easy. We all have faced the moment 30 minutes before the exam where we want to go through a topic that we know that it's going to come into the examination, but maybe we have forgotten to go through it. That is the time when we try to find the pages in the books, and honestly, it's difficult to read from those paragraphs. You need few points and not the entire story. The moment of panic when you try to search for notes or YouTube videos that can help you cover them quickly and easily. Well, that is what I want to hear. I used to face the same panic, and I'm someone who cannot study directly from a simple YouTube video, which is quite dumb. I know I'm dumb. But I'm a notes person and I need notes in a systematic manner. I need pointers that I can go through before the exam so that I can write an entire long story. So this is my attempt to bring you notes and videos both in one. There are going to be different types of videos ranging from a time frame of 1 hour to 10 minutes. I will give you notes that I made during my college timing and I will try to explain the topic, and that will be the long video. The point of long videos is to understand the topic in detail. It's not something that you can go through in 30 minutes before the examination. Like, you can't go through a 1 hour topic 30 minutes before the examination. That's the whole point. The long video is to understand the concept. Well, the other section of short videos will have notes and pointers that you can need to go through before your examination, and that can be done only if you've understood the long videos. That is the main concept. So all I'm saying is each topic will have a long story and a short story for the exams. So now, without further ado, let's get started. Topic for today is development of tooth. Today we are going to be talking about development of tooth. Now this is a very important topic from your first year examination point of view, as well as from a NEET NDS aspect. Multiple questions might come from this similar topic. So now let's get into the detail of the topic. There's something called a primitive oral epithelium or stomodium. So it's also known as oral epithelium or primary oral epithelium. So there is something called stomodium, also known as primitive oral epithelium, primary oral epithelium, which is basically what? Stratified squamous epithelium. So you might have learned about this in anatomy, that there is something called stratified squamous cells. So basically stomodium consists of stratified squamous epithelium. Now this epithelium comes in contact with the endoderm of the foregut. So there are three layers, endo, ecto and meso. So out of those three layers, there's something called endoderm, and this is coming in contact with the endoderm of the foregut, and this leads to the formation of the buccopharyngeal membrane. So we'll go back to the basic again. Stomodium, also known as primary oral epithelium or primitive oral epithelium, consisting of stratified squamous cells, stratified squamous epithelium, comes in contact with the endoderm of the foregut, leading to the formation of buccopharyngeal membrane. So we can understand this with the help of the diagram. So this is here in this diagram. This is a stomodium. So this is the mouth over here, oral, and this is the esophagus. So it's going down like this. Okay. So yeah, here's the stomodium, this part here, and this is the buccopharyngeal membrane in this diagram. So the stomodium is coming in contact with the endoderm of the foregut. So this is coming in contact with the endoderm of the foregut, leading to the formation of a membrane. So now this membrane is formed. On the 27th day of gestation, a very important value to remember. Viva questions or your MCQ questions might come from this topic, from this value. So yes, on the 27th day of gestation, this buccopharyngeal membrane ruptures and forms connection with the foregut. So now what has happened? That membrane, first it was an epithelium, two epithelium, they have come in contact, endoderm as well as the normal stomodium. This has led to the formation of a buccopharyngeal membrane, and this membrane now has ruptured. So there is a connection with the foregut. So oral cavity has a connection with the foregut. So now 2 to 3 weeks later, at 6 weeks of age, there's something called primary epithelial band. So now the primary epithelial band is formed, which invades the ectomesenchyme of the horseshoe-shaped arches. In the beginning, maxillary and mandibular arches, they look like horseshoe, so they are called horseshoe-shaped arches. And this is the primary epithelial band. So an epithelial band has some connective tissue cells along with it. So they are also known as neural crest cells or ectomesenchyme cells, which in future will induce the ectoderm. Mind you, here it's the ectoderm, not like endoderm of the foregut. This is ectoderm, EC, which leads to the development of the tooth. Yeah, so in this picture that I've drawn, you can see this is the primary epithelial band, and this over here, these small dots that you can see, these small dots are the connective tissue cells. So there's something called as buccopharyngeal membrane, which is ruptured, leading to the formation of the connection. Now there's something called primary epithelial band along with connective tissue cells. Now we are going to be talking about this primary epithelial cells in detail. The primary epithelial band is going to get divided into two different extensions. So it will have two different extensions. It can be inner or lingual extension, also known as dental lamina, or outer or buccal extension, also known as vestibular lamina. So here it can be inner or lingual dental lamina, outer or buccal vestibular lamina. This is very important. These names, dental lamina, vestibular lamina, they are going to come again and again and again. So you have to pay attention over here. There's one way of remembering this whole thing. Outer buccal vestibular lamina. So that is OBV. Outer buccal vestibular lamina. So if you know the abbreviation obvious, OBVS, obvious, so you can remember like that. That is obvious is outer buccal vestibular lamina. And the vice versa is inner lingual dental lamina. In the beginning, we saw there was a primary epithelial band along with connective tissue cells. Similarly, over here, we will again have a primary epithelial band which is getting divided into two, this and this. So dental lamina and vestibular lamina. I have forgotten to draw the connective tissue cells, so that they're still there. Okay. So dental and vestibular lamina, two extensions. Dental lamina, this is the primordium for ectodermal portion of the deciduous tooth, and its activity will last for 5 years. Very important to remember, first value that we went through was on the 27th day of gestation. Second important value is dental lamina activity will last for 5 years. Now this dental lamina will again get divided into two extension. It can be either lingual or successional extension or distal extension. So inner lingual dental lamina, lingual again coming back, lingual and distal extension. Now lingual extension will give rise to permanent anteriors and permanent premolars, and distal extension will give rise to all the permanent molars. Since all the teeth except the molars are coming from the lingual extension, it is also known as successional lamina. Since the succedaneous teeth or permanent teeth are coming from most or the majority of them, they are coming from the lingual extension. That is why it's known as successional lamina. So permanent anteriors, central incisors, they will begin to develop at the age of 5th month of intrauterine life. Permanent premolars at the age of 10th month of intrauterine life. Permanent molars, that is first molar at the age of 4th month of intrauterine life, and second molar at first year of the age, first year after birth. So if you have noticed that all these teeth are developing in the same way, they are going to erupt in the oral cavity. So they have the same sequence as the eruption sequence. So first to start developing is first molar, that is 4th month of intrauterine life, followed by central incisors, 5th month of intrauterine life. There were no values given for lateral incisors, but we will assume that it is between 5th and 10th month, and then permanent premolars in 10th month, and then second molar in first year of the age, so first year after the birth. When the teeth develop, the teeth develop and then they will lose connection with the dental lamina. So after all this, they will develop and then they lose the connection with the dental lamina. How is it losing the connection? It is by the mesenchymal invasion. So what happens is, after the development of the tooth, the underlying ectomesenchyme, it will invade and it will lead to the loss of connection with the dental lamina. Now the remnants of dental lamina, very important, very frequently asked questions. Remnants of dental lamina are also known as cell rests of series or epithelial pearls. Cell rests of series or epithelial pearls, they are found in jaw and gingiva after the whole tooth development process is complete. So this short thing that you've seen in the end is also known as fate of dental lamina. So if you've been asked the question, what is the fate of dental lamina, you can write everything that you have read till now. The dental lamina is the primordium for the ectodermal portion of deciduous tooth. The activity will last for 5 years. It will have these 2 extensions. If you want to add that, it will be good. Otherwise, you can directly go down and say that the teeth will develop, will lose the connection, there will be remnants of dental lamina, and these remnants will be known as cell rests of series or epithelial pearls, which are found in jaws and gingiva. Let's get into the detail of dental lamina. There are 10 different points on each maxilla and mandible. So on each arch there are 10 different points and they continue growing rapidly and form knobs growing into the underlying ectomesenchyme. This is something I've made for you so that you can understand this whole concept easily. Okay, so these are 10 points. They will not look like these. There will be different multiple cells there and they will not look this symmetrical, but this is what I've come up with. There are 10 different points, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 10 different points on either arch. These points, the cells will grow rapidly and then they form a knob-like structure. So they will start forming knobs. So these are the tooth buds for the deciduous teeth, these small knobs that you see extending from these points. Each of these downgrowths form enamel organ. Important. This is very important term to understand or remember. Enamel organ. So each of these downgrowths form the enamel organ. Some grow rapidly at first, like mandibular anterior, and thus they are first to appear. Some of these knobs, like for example in this anterior region, they will rapidly grow, and that is why mandibular anterior are first to appear. Like for example, first molars. That is why some of the teeth grow fast. So now we have understood that dental lamina gives rise to the enamel organ, and enamel organ then takes different shapes, and on those bases there are different stages of tooth development, the morphological, histological stages of tooth development that we will cover later on. So cap or bell shaped is taken by the enamel organ. Here, understand, this is the dental lamina. First it was the primary epithelial band, then dental lamina, vestibular lamina. Dental lamina is again shown like this, and then there is something called enamel organ, the downgrowth or knob that is there. And don't forget that there are multiple connective tissue cells be underlying this enamel organ. Okay, moving on, let's talk about dental papilla. Dental papilla is a tissue that is more dense than the surrounding mesenchyme due to ectomesenchymal condensation. So what is it? We're talking about the surrounding tissues now. So we've talked about the enamel organ, we've talked about the dental lamina. Now the connective tissue cells. Dental papilla is what? It is the tissue that is more dense than the surrounding mesenchyme. This is because of the ectomesenchymal condensation. So here if you see, mesenchymal condensation has taken place, and this is the dental papilla. Dental lamina, enamel organ, dental papilla. Dental follicle or sac consisting of ectomesenchymal cells and fibers surrounding the enamel organ and dental papilla. So this is very easy to understand. Dental papilla was in the center. These are more dense than the surrounding, and this is because of the ectomesenchymal condensation. Dental follicle or sac, they are basically the cells that surround the enamel organ in the dental papilla. This is the diagram that is given in your textbook. Yeah, so this over here in this region, this is the dental lamina, the one that is marked over here. This is your enamel organ, which is bell. If you can see, it looks like a bell right now. So this is bell shaped, and this area, which is more condensed, more condensation over here, is known as dental papilla, and the surrounding tissue, surrounding cells are known as dental sac or dental follicle. Yes, so I hope this video was clear. We will talk about the morphological stages of tooth development in the next video. And let me know down in the comments if you have doubts regarding this video or you want clarification on some part of this video. And also, if you want videos on some other topics. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you back on this channel, so subscribe for more. And yeah, thank you so much for watching again. Toodles!